As soon as she turned 4, she could engage in programming. Literally, she turned 4, and then a few days later was the beach trip. And we signed up as soon as we had our new family meeting, and that was an invaluable experience. We got to meet lots of other parents and just not feel as overwhelmed in the first 9 months of her diagnosis. One of the things that kind of blew my mind, this is the first time we got to see Abigail get a buddy. We've lived 4 years of our life trying to learn her way of communicating, trying to meet her needs, trying to enrich her life in whatever ways we could. And it was exhausting as a parent. We were on our own pretty much. And to see her just connect with someone else, she was making friends and socializing with her buddy. And we had never really seen her socialize with anybody other than Chris and I. That was the first time we thought, well, wow, we can have other people help us. We can get respite. It felt pretty good, honestly, to get a break. I mean, that's the world we live in when it comes to raising children with disabilities. It's the most exhausting and rewarding journey ever.
ESP is such an inviting and accepting and diverse group. You completely flip from feeling like the outsider to completely feeling at home. Seeing her not fit in, at a basic level, we all want to fit in and be a part of a community and a group. And in normal situations, she's usually the different one. That's why we love ESP so much, because everybody's so different that we're all the same.
When I see Abigail interact with staff and volunteers at ESP, I see people that see her exactly for who she is, a beautiful human. They don't see an autistic child. They just see Abigail. They just treat her like the fun-loving child that she is, and it's just unconditional love every single day. It's just a beautiful thing to see people accept your kid. There's no other way to describe it.
Everybody wants to be a part of a tribe, and since day one, we've had a tribe at ESP. We weren't scared when we got Abigail's diagnosis because we were already a part of a community that is so amazing at supporting and lifting people up and pushing you through the hard times. You know, initial diagnosis of autism during a pandemic, and you can't get your kid therapy and you can't, do the things that you need to do to help your child, would be terrifying in most circumstances. Not one bit of this journey has been scary because ESP has been alongside us the entire way.
If every family could have access to ESP after finding out the journey that they're going to walk with their child, it would be like winning the lottery. It would be the best day of their life if they knew what they had in store, because we don't look at our kids differently. The world looks at them differently. If you walk into the doors of ESP and you get to become a family here, you're not looked at differently, and neither is your child. It's accepting, it's supportive, it's opportunities for our children to experience things beyond our wildest dreams for them. And I wish every family could say that.
We've leaned heavily on God a lot during this time. We've prayed our way through it, and we continue to pray every day. But I think early on it was a lot of prayer of concern and of what if and of being scared. But as the days go on, it's become prayers of thank you. Thank you for allowing this amazing soul into our life and trusting us to guide her through whatever her life ends up being like. That's kind of where ESP comes into play. As soon as we tapped into those resources and reached out to those friends, since that day, it's just kind of been thank you. Thank you for allowing us to discover this community that allows us to be loved and to see that our daughter may not have a normal life, but it's going to be a beautiful life regardless. And I think that's a lot of what God's promise to us is too. It's not always going to be a smooth flight, but it's going to be a safe landing. At the end of the day, you're going to be able to look at your community within ESP and be like, man, these people are here for me, and we couldn't do it without them.